lovers, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. God, isn't it blooming cold? It is freezing. That's why I've still got old Stitch out. It feels like we're still in Christmas. It is that chilly. Oh my lovelies. I was planning to do a sit down with Shan. That has kind of ceased because of Footloose and building renovations 101. So I've had to kind of change my upload, and we are going to have a little video. I kind of wanted to do this. I feel I've been catching up on all the comments. Finally, your girl has caught up on the comments, okay? And I wanted to do a little check-in because I've been going through the comments and it seems like there's kind of just a very big overwhelming feeling at the moment with the new year and everything that's going on, like cost of living and everything like that. And I just wanted to do a little check-in for a little how are you video. I will probably do these as and when I feel, when I've been going through comments, I need to like address stuff or see how you're all doing, because I do like to check in on you. I do like to make sure you're all alright. And as I say, I won't going to miss an upload because of them, that is for sure. So I thought, you know what, I want to start kind of, is it going to be a series? It may not be every month. It will just be, as I say, as and when I feel like we need a little check-in. But yes, so the question, my lovelies, how are you? How are you? I've got my New Look mug, which I'm trying to take the message from, which is good vibes only. Who remembers when I picked this up from New Look? And I would like to say it is good vibes only, but unfortunately, we're not quite there, are we? We're not quite there. I feel, so reading over the comments, as I say, it was very much an overwhelming sense because there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. And I feel like, what on earth is the government doing? I mean, this week it's come out that the Prime Minister has been doing a video or something without a seatbelt on. These are the people running our country. I mean, please don't take offence to what I say. You just take it with a pinch of salt. But what on earth is going on? There was a comment on 73 Questions with Mum, and they was like, put Mum in like Parliament. Oh my God. She would whip up this country in an absolute click. Let me tell you that. Me and Mama G in power. Wow. That would be absolute carnage, wouldn't it? But it'd be carnage for a good reason. I feel we'd get a lot of stuff done. I have just bid farewell to Mama G. She's off to her friends for the evening. And she was like, be good. I was like, I will be good. And just as I was standing there, Footloose come around. I was like, I would like a bit of peace and quiet considering it's 5:30 on a Saturday afternoon. Do you think he turned his head to me? No. Mum was like, be good. She was like, if you need to do anything, just put the music on. I was like, no. I might like to pay them a little visit, which we all know is not good for anyone. Because I have found this year so far, I don't know why, but I feel there's a very strong vibe against women of inequality. And I don't know why, but it really gets my back up. It really does. And I just think, no, we should all have equal rights. Yeah. And why should a woman be dictated to any differently than a man? I.e., for example, in my job, so I work within construction, and you may get passed over a phone call, and when they hear it is a woman answering, their tone changes. Their tone will get very arrogant. The tone can get very sarcastic, like, oh, what do you know? You have to put people in their place. I'm sorry, you just have to. Because otherwise, they will literally think they can walk all over you. Another thing that I have, from going through the comments and into the new year as well, illness. Guys, what on earth was this flu and virus about? What actually was that? Because I felt horrendous. As you all know, if you've been seeing the vlogmases and that, I had like the muscle aches that was from a week before Christmas. I think it could have potentially been with the slut dropping at the Christmas do, but I didn't feel too perky at Winter Wonderland. Then I had like a really bad cold, a head cold. Then I got the chills. And then it was like the cough, but an irritable cough. You know, one you can't shift. And then it was the throat. And I had a lump in my throat. And I spoke about it several times on there because I was like, guys, I physically, when it goes down, it feels like tonsillitis. And at the bottom, I could feel there was something there. There was something there that I just could not shift. It could have been a bit of food stuck. Who actually knows? So I took your advice. I tried all the medicines under the sun. And then it got so bad, it was more of the evenings and mornings. So day to day, I would just get breathless. And even now, sometimes I do feel myself getting breathless on certain points. But it would be first thing in the morning, I would take that first breath and I would be horrendously coughing. The last thing at night, as I'm like laying down, I would feel like, you know, like your mucus and that. But when I coughed, I wouldn't bring it up. I started to cough up blood for about a week just over. And then on one Sunday night, I laid down and I physically couldn't breathe. I was really, really struggling. So I called 111 and they said, if you feel like you're in immediate danger, call 999. I'm not wasting ambulance time. So I spoke to someone about, I'm going to say 7:30, 8 o'clock Sunday night. They said, there's a slight delay. We'll get someone to call you back. That's fine. I got a call at 9 o'clock the next morning. I understood a delay, maybe a couple of hours. I don't know. 9 o'clock the next morning. So the woman that I had said, oh, are you still experiencing these symptoms? I was like, yeah, this morning it was still the same, da da da. I was like, there is something in the bottom of my throat that when I'm swallowing, it's like the lump is moving. Okay, we'll send you to, it was like the local clinic near me. They'll be able to have like a little feel and everything and let me know. Okay, so quickly said to my boss, need to shoot out for half an hour. Yeah, no worries. Got there. And I was like, oh, I'm here for a 10 a.m. appointment. He said, oh, it's not an appointment, dear. I was like, what do you mean it's not an appointment? He said, it's your arrival time. I was like, yeah, an arrival time for my appointment. He said, no. He said, average is about 4-hour wait. 4-hour wait. I was told I had an appointment at 10 o'clock. I've left work to come here. And now you're telling me I've got to sit here for 4 hours. Are you going to pay me 4 hours to sit here? He was like, no. I said, so if it's a 4-hour wait, why do you tell people to get here for appointments? Surely if you knew it was a 4-hour wait, you would just book someone in at, say, 2 p.m. and it saves everyone waiting around. No, it doesn't work like that. So when he said, what do you need? I said, throat. They said, like, there might be something they can quickly have a little look or a feel. He said, we don't deal with throats here. So I was like, what am I supposed to do then? This is what 111 have sent me to, a clinic that does not deal with throats. Which I haven't heard anything so silly in my life. So he said, oh, we'll get someone else to call you. I got a call about 3:30 that afternoon. And again, oh, what's the problem? I'm like, there is something in the bottom of my throat, like here. I can feel it. I said, every time I swallow, it's like it moves. I said, I don't know if something needs to be shifted, whatever. Are you eating? I was like, I'm eating fish fingers and gravy, mash and gravy. Anything that was like baby food. Our shopping food for that week looked like I'd been like 2 years old again. Smileys, spaghetti hoops, everything like that. So it was like little mouthfuls I could take down. And I left work and again I went to this other clinic and I got there and the woman said, right, gave me like a, you know, like what you get from the fish and chip shop, like a wooden spoon. Well, not even a spoon, just like a spork. Stick your tongue out and say, ba, ba, ba. Oh, yeah, your tonsils are fine. I was like, I'm not here for my tonsils. I'm here for my throat. So she said, well, I can't do anything. I said, well, can you not just, like, feel it? Like, can you just see if it's, like, okay or if it's, like, abnormal? No. So I was like, you can't feel my neck? She said, no. She said, you would have to get referred by your GP. So my GP passed away last year and my surgery is now kind of in the transition of being bought out. But they didn't notify anyone that we don't have a doctor anymore. So I don't have a doctor. I have whichever locum would pick up a call, to be honest. So I said, well, that doesn't work. I don't have a GP. So she said, well, you can go and sit in A&E. They average 8 to 10 hours wait. No, I don't have time for that either, unfortunately. So I was just like, so what are my options? She said, you either get referred or sit in A&E. A&E still won't do anything. A&E will still not look down your throat. But A&E would refer you. And it is on average 42 weeks to see a throat consultant. Right. Or you can go private. And I said to her, I've already inquired private. I spoke to the lady before and I said, if I'm still like this at the end of next week, I said, I'll have to come in. But the only annoying thing for me, you have to have a consultation before they would do anything else. So in essence, I'd already had 2 consultations, but I would have had to have a consultation with them, pay for it, and it was quite expensive. That's even without like having someone actually look down your throat. And I just said to the lady, I said, excuse me. She said, well, you could go private. Here's Footloose. And you know when you just think, really? I said, no offence, but I shouldn't have to go private for what everyone contributes. Like, I'm not one to go to the doctors for everything. I don't even go to the doctors for my contraceptive pill. I have to pay for that. Everything within, if say I've had like my foot operation and my toes and everything like that, I've had to pay privately for. My mole checks, I have to pay privately for. And I just thought, like, what on earth is going on with this system? Because when I went to that first clinic, the people that were sitting there, has he actually got the Hoover on? That's 6:15 on a Saturday night. See, this is another thing. Like, I have to think of health overall. So you got to bear in mind, right? So I was feeling like poop. And we had all of this going on 7 days a week. And it has been since before Christmas. I think it probably started just before Vlogmas started. It's always like a curse, isn't it? Vlogmas starts and then everyone wants to do renovations. But I said to the lady, I shouldn't have to. I said, and like, that's not like, it just fathoms me how their response is, we'll go private. And we were speaking about it at work. And I said, you know what? I said, if there was an option where they said you can opt in or out of a certain national insurance contribution, I would opt out and have private healthcare. Because yes, I understand it is a great thing, but I think it is used and abused. And I think it makes it bad for the people who genuinely need help. Like when C was about, look at all the cancer appointments that got stopped. How many undiagnosed illnesses went around because they didn't want to do face-to-face and it was just over the phone or a Skype call. I saw a story on Daily Mail the other day, and it was a young lad. He had, I don't know if it was a form of cancer or like a cyst in his ear, but it like done something and like got to his brain and he passed away from it. And they said he'd had like 3 referrals in such a short amount of time, but none of them was kind of taken seriously. It was all like over the phone and that. And that just really gripes me. He's hoovering. You know what? I really just want to blare my music out now. I really do. And this is another thing. So when I say, how are you? How are we all doing with our minds? Are we being kind? I'm not going to lie, my lovelies. My mind the past few months has been... It has been all over the place. As you know, Christmas is... It's always a tough time for me and Mumma G because I resonate a lot on the fact that Nan isn't here. Woosa, woosa. This is it. And then when you are kind of like, this is why I got the poetry books for Christmas, because I still don't feel like I've dealt with grief. And when you have that, then you feel poorly, and then you have stuff like this. It is very easy to lose your shizzle, I'm not going to lie. And there's nothing more aggravating when you're losing your shizzle and you get nothing. The people do not care. They have no manners. They are rude. There is no consideration. We have a 70-year-old lady next door to us in our block. She doesn't need to hear this because, like, we're in a 2B2. She still hears the noise diagonal because she actually called Mum the other day and was like, is Shannon doing something in her bedroom? Mum was like, no, that's not Shan. She sits upstairs. She said, I hear that and I can't sleep. And I'm like, that's a 70-year-old woman. Like, come on. There is no respect whatsoever. And I feel that we get pushed and pushed in our mental state to the point where we will just flip. whether that be through anger, through crying, through, I don't know, whatever is your form of release. So for me, depending what it's over or depending what I've been building, I will either go absolutely hysterical to the point where I will hyperventilate, I'll have a panic attack, I start getting really worked up and I don't breathe and I become a whole snotty mess and I'm like, I can't catch my breath, da da da. Or, pardon me, the red mist comes down, I do not see any form of rationalisation and I go to town. There will be nothing left in my sight that isn't swiped or smashed. Like that's my two extremes. Emotional hysterical mess or full-blown rampage. And please don't say I'm the only one with that. If anyone else is like me and has like two different sides, please let me know. But I feel people push and push, but people shouldn't do that. Because if people feel that they need to push and push to get a reaction, number one, how sad is their life? Why are they doing? What is the need to antagonise someone to that point and show such a lack of respect and then just think you can get away with it? Because certain authorities let them get away with it. And this is what we're having at the moment. So my council don't deal with me. They still refuse to put me as a tenant on the paperwork. So therefore they will not deal with any email communication with myself, because they ceased all contact on the last problem and just didn't want to do the paperwork to speak to me. Mum is not computer literate, so mum can't log the emails. When they say, oh yeah, if you just log on to XYZ, no. Mum can't do that. And if I do that, they won't respond to me. So mum tried, as I say, to call them, and they said a letter has been sent out to 3 members of the block, us, the lady and the other lady, because there has been no permission granted for, is it remedial or like renovation works in that property. So mum said, how on earth then is it going ahead, and how has it been going ahead for this long? Because they don't want to do the paperwork. They don't want to do the visit. They don't want to lift a single finger, and that is my council, which is why, as you know, when I move, I want to get out. I want to get out of my council. I have started looking at properties. You will see, like when I speak when the Bye Bye Christmas vlog, and I was like, who knows? This could have been my last Christmas at home. It's probably not. I'm probably going to have one more, I reckon. And then next year will be my year to crack down and focus on. But it has pushed me more to looking. But the only thing is, I can't be irrational. I can't go see somewhere, meh, kind of like it, and then go, yep, I'm going just to get out. Because number one, it's not going to be what I want. And number two, I am not being pushed out of my house for someone who's been here 2 minutes. And to be honest, how they keep renewing that tenancy baffles me. Because again, it goes to show that they can't be bothered to do paperwork. There's just no need for it, is it? And they're the first ones to say we just want to live all in peace together. You're the only ones who are upsetting the peace. You are causing the havoc. And they will continue to cause the havoc until something gets done. But that's why when Mum was like, adieu, I was like, I need to... And it's annoyed me for the fact that I can't do my sit down with Shan, because I'm actually really looking forward to this month's sit down with Shan, but I physically can't do it. I can't do it. Like even now, if I edit this back and I hear that noise, that's really going to aggravate me, because it's not good for you guys to listen to, and it's like interference, which I don't need. I don't need that interference. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to be up at maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm going to be rabbiting away like, hi guys. I might even go in the back room. Because I know that's under her bedroom, and wake her up and see how she likes it. Mum says then you're just playing tit for tat, but sometimes if you can't beat them, join them. As good old Nan used to say, 2 can play that game. And there's even a song, 2 can play that game you're playing. She was the one that started this, my lovelies, and she's had many an opportunity. Everyone has tried to cater for her and her needs, but no. She blatantly every time thinks she is above the rules, the laws, everything like that. And because nothing gets done, hence why we are in this situation. But on the property front, have been looking, have been speaking, have been seeing some developments, but nothing has caught my eye as of yet. I need something to be like fully for me to be like, wow, yes, I need that, because I'm not homeless. I have a roof above my head. If I have to lose my shizzle every other day, then that will be what I need to do. But it's just an annoyance when there is no mutual respect or understanding. You think, right, we've got people in the street who do night work. When this is all going on, all the windows are open, you hear this out in the street. How, like, it's just disrespectful. And that's one thing I don't stand for, and what I've took into 23. I will not stand for disrespect. It's okay if you dislike me. Absolutely fine. I'm not going to please everyone. There are many people that dislike me. From the comments, we get a bit of hate comments on here, and in general, it does not bother me. If you, however, disrespect me, that's something that I will not deal with. I will not deal with that rudeness and ignorance, to be perfectly honest, and arrogance. It just don't sit right with me. I'm just like, no. Like all this like behind the back shizzle. Absolutely not. The only thing that is keeping me going, let's just say, I'm off to my log cabin. 2nd week of Feb, ain't I? Woohoo! Your girl's going to be having that heating cranked on. Morning, noon and night. I'm not going to have a single noise. I'm not going to have a single noise around me. It's going to be bliss. That is what is keeping me going at the moment. And then after that, I'm like, right, I need to start booking stuff, because I can't wait until September when I go on holiday. Another thing as well, I think, is fitness. A lot of you have said, oh, yeah, I'm back in the gym. And I'm like, you go for you. I still haven't joined the gym. Well, I am still a member, but I haven't gone back since end of September last year. Oopsie. It's too cold. It's too cold. It's too dark. I don't have the motivation, to be honest. But when I go to my log cabin, there is a gym on site there. So I'm purposely going to take gym outfits and try and get some bits in there and just slowly ease myself in. Because I think, again, fitness in the gym is a big thing for like mental clarity. I feel so much better after a workout. Half the time, I'm too tired to kick off because I literally just want to get in and go a kip. But yeah, so I think fitness is something I need to get back into. How are you doing? Are you back in the gym? Are you like me and just like absolutely not? But yeah, this has been such a random video, isn't it, guys? So random. But as much as I've been sitting here waffling absolute rubbish about myself, I just wanted to check in and make sure that you guys are all right. As you know, ask away in the comments. If you've got Instagram, DM me. Honestly, my inbox is always open. It might take a while for me to reply. I will never leave you on red. I'm currently, I think, for Instagram, I'm trying to be a little bit more active on, and I try and like respond maybe, it still sounds terrible, but maybe once or twice a week. But there's just a lot. So I have a very busy life, and I don't want that to be like, oh, woe me, but I like to keep busy, because if I'm not busy and I don't have like an outlet, I think I would actually lose my mental clarity, which I don't think I have much of at the moment. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow you will see Sit Down with Shan. I really hope I can get to film Sit Down with Shan tomorrow, for which you will see Monday. But yeah, that was just a little bit of a waffle, wasn't it? If you did enjoy the video, guys, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment. How are you? That is going to be the thing. I want to know in the comments how you are. Are you okay? Are you not so good? Do you want to reach out in the DMs? Totally up to you, all right? But take care. Stay safe as always. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully for a Sit Down with Shan. Bye, guys.